Well, hi, babies. Hi. I hope this video finds you well, my little schmuckums, my little baby cakes, my little sugar beets, my little sweet potatoes, my little darlings. Hi, my little wagon wheel. Is that a cute thing? I don't know. Hi, my little shrimp tail. How you doing, babes? This is a general message, so take what resonates, leave the rest. It is timeless, so whenever you find it, it is the right time. I just realized the other day I didn't say that. Interesting. I'm glad to be here with you, okay? Also, I don't do personal readings, so I would never reach out to you in the comments saying, hey, we need to talk. Here's my number. Let's do a personal reading or whatever. It's not me. I'm not going to do that. So please report those people. Don't give them your money. I mean, you can, but it's not me. Let's get into it. Interesting. I just noticed I have a spider plant that it's never... I thought it was one of those fake spider plants that doesn't make the little babies, but it's starting to make something, so... All right, I'm surprised. Good for them. Good for that plant. Good for them. The song I got on shuffle here... Okay. Oh man, my computer's like really slowed down. I bought a new one, but I haven't got it started up yet. It was Hey Good Lookin' by Hank Sr., baby. Hank Williams Sr. It's Frozen, and so the only lyric that I can read right now is, hey sweet baby, don't you think maybe we can find us a brand new recipe? Oh, okay, it crashed. All right. I guess I'm not using that right now. All right. Oh, man. It's okay. Google Chrome was the problem. Okay. It just popped up with a Google Chrome quit unexpectedly. Click reopen to open the application again. All right, I'll do that. So something might happen to where like things seem to like fall apart, or your you know, things seem all sweet and stuff, and then something like, it's like you take a back step, or there's like a delay or something, and it's like this frustration, because I've been in this like frustrated energy since I woke up. Just like irritated and impatient. Come on, baby, I believe in you. You can do it. So there might be like a slowdown. I'm also hearing that song. What is it? Dierks Bentley, maybe? It's Settle for a Slowdown. It doesn't mean that it's coming to a full end. It also might be to show you where you actually feel about things, like where you are in life, what you actually care about. You might need to like feel something, because maybe you're in this like agitation around like things aren't moving, or you're like discontent with where you are right now. I am getting, you need some sweetness in your life. So, and if that you're not getting it from people that you expect to give you that, then that's going to have to be given to yourself. You're going to have to feed that for yourself. I believe in you. Come on, baby. Let's go. Restore them pages, baby. Yeah. There we go. We're back in action. So, and this song, that Hey Good Lookin' song, gives me that like sweet, like old-timey, like I hope she'll let me take her to the drive-in kind of energy. Like you might just need something simple to like pull you out of this like stagnation or this frustration. Like you're like, man, all I do is grind, like all I do is this, like, or you know, it feels like it's always something popping up, like, or disappearing. We had the Two of Coins fall sideways here. And see how that snake is like in a situation where she can't really protect both of those coins at the same time. She's gonna have to, one, either learn how to place them to where her body can strike, because she's not in a striking position. She can maybe get just a little strike, but she can't use her whole body because she's holding the two coins. She's gonna have to learn how to maneuver things, and that might be where this frustration's coming about, because you're like adding new things to your life. You're trying to figure out how to take care of yourself and have these fun things, but also you care about like work or whatever projects you have going on or people around you. And so there's like this frustration, this agitation, because everything feels like work right now. So there has to be a way of like either learning how to place these coins, learning how to place these things in your life to where you can protect them both, but also have that balance. Because she's not in a very, yeah, she wants to be a protector because she's got her little S right there where she could strike, but she's not going to get very far and have a lot of power behind it because she's holding these two coins. She needs to learn how to place them in a way that she can, sit on top of them and give more strike. I got a hot rod Ford and a $2 bill, and I know a spot right over the hill. There's a soda pop and the dancing's free. So if you want to have fun, come along with me. Yeah, you might just need like just a little whisk away to go do something, because you're dealing with all these like new responsibilities, new things in your life, and you're struggling with this balance, and you just need to shake up the routine. So like, because you're like in this, I mean, if this is obviously resonating, if this isn't your message, then don't take it. Maybe it's somebody around you, and this is some advice you can give them. So you might just need to like break up the routine right now if you're feeling this like it's gotten to a point where you're like numb to like, you used to care so much about stuff and now you're just like, oh God, this is just work, when it should be like something exciting for you and something you look forward to. It's because you need some sort of shake up in your routine. And then stepping away for a second and like handing it to God, handing it to the universe. Like, you got to do something here. Here you go. Like truly taking that burden off, and then just enjoying yourself in this brief moment, whatever it is. You'll come to an answer of how to be in more balance with things, whether it's, delegating to God or, people around you, whatever it is, finding a way to just not worry so much, not stress so much to where it's lost its appeal to you and you don't care about it anymore. It's like, it's this burnout over something you deeply care about. You need to go to the sock hop and dance with your sweetheart. Or go drive your hot rod Ford. A 10 of Cups. And it did fall sideways, so there's that like, I'm getting, it's like you remind yourself like, oh, I really care about this thing or whatever, these things, and then you're like catching yourself like, just like, ugh, God, why do I have to do this right now, or whatever, like when it used to be something you deeply cared about. And it does make you happy. It's just your burnout, and you need to shake up your routine. And that could be like, and I'm just definitely getting, there's this struggling with the balance and protecting these things and caring for them and tending to them with that snake. But you got to find a new way to protect these things and balance them, place them differently, stack them on top of each other, however it needs to happen, so you can have more power. because this does make you happy. This is something that brings you joy with that 10 of cups. This is something you could get lost in, like, and enjoy the moment. But there's become this, and that might need to be like a mental shift also. But I'm also getting like, it's like this burnout of like caring about something so much that you burn yourself out because you're putting so much effort and energy into it that it's just like you burn yourself out because you're not getting the reward back from that. And there just has to, because you're not taking care of yourself the way it was, like maybe you're just putting too much effort on this one thing, or you're spreading yourself so thin, forgetting to do the things that bring you joy apart from that. And that just might need to be a little shake up in routine. Go for a walk somewhere different, get lost in it, hand those burdens off, be like, God, take care of this. I can't, I give it to you. I give up. Not in a way of like, you don't want this thing in your life or whatever, but I surrender to this like responsibility that it's like this over responsibility. You're taking, the best way I could describe it is if you're a parent and you care for your child so much that you almost become controlling and try to tell them how to have their personality, like shift their personality and stuff like that, because like, oh, people are going to make fun of you if you do that, and I don't want you to feel pain. It's like caring too much to where you're like forcing your will upon other people. And and I'm not saying it has to be people, it could just be a thing, like not allowing the nature of that thing to be because you care about it so much. You're like, oh, what if somebody doesn't like that and they break it, and they pick on them or whatever it is. It's like that. You're just caring so much that it becomes like you're forcing your will upon them and trying to change the exact thing that you love. And so that, because you can't do that, you can't go against the universe. You can try all you want, but its nature is still going to exist because that's the way God made it, right? Instead, you need to enjoy its nature, its presence, its structure. How it might help to have that like mentality of like, oh, God's blueprints are on fleek, man. Like, best engineer ever. Like, that type of thing. Embracing like, wow, this thing is made so perfectly, so amazing. Look at that. Like, I love the nature of it. Like, just kind of like where I am with my diesel truck, like diesels require they're a high maintenance bitch, especially an older one. They require a lot of money. They make you work for it. And that's the nature of it. You sign up with the fun of it, with the the towing capacity of it, with the power of it. You sign up for the other bullshit with it. And you have to allow that nature to exist and just flow with it. And that might be, with that my computer, it's been on for like 7 months straight. Like, I just put it to sleep. I don't fully, unless it dies. So, my computer was like, yo, I've got a lot of shit going on. I'm gonna shut her down. Google Chrome needed to update anyway. So, excuse me. So it needs to do its nature. It needs to reset. It can only go for so long fighting against its nature before it just bursts out, right? It's almost like the phrase I heard the other day was told to me, anyway, I should say. It's like loving or feeling the pressure of something. I'm trying to word it the way it was worded. It's like being attracted to something for that quality, but being like agitated by it at the same time, like in certain moments. Like, say you love someone for how stubborn they are and strong-willed they are, but at the same time you try to reason with them and like, hey, I'm seeing this is going to happen. you need to do this. Like, I can see your future. You're going to fall into this trap if you don't change your route. And they're so strong-willed. They're like, no, I have my mind set on this. So it's like being, loving them for how strong-willed they are, but also being agitated at the same time. It's like loving and hating the same thing because of that nature. It's going to come, if they're so strong-willed and stubborn, that's their nature. And it's going to be in different places. You can't force them to be only stubborn in the ways that you want them to be, only strong-willed in only the ways that you want them to be. They're strong-willed and stubborn in all their ways, and that's just who they are. That's their nature. And you can't make them change unless they want to. So it's allowing this nature of things. And that's like, that may be where you're at, where you unconsciously, like, you may have just been carrying so much and not seeing that you're trying to control and undermine the universe and its nature and its plans, right? So that's going back to giving this to the universe, giving it to God. Any burden or responsibility that you've taken on that really isn't yours to bear. And, even if you're overwhelmed, say it is, you could justify that it's your responsibility and your burden to bear. Being able to, like, let it off and give it to God and trust that it's going to be taken care of. Because that in itself is micromanaging if you can't trust God to take care of it, right? That's forcing your will again. And you're just going to exhaust yourself. It's going to continue that cycle. I'm calling myself out, by the way, in this message, so don't fret. All right. Page of Swords. So I'm getting, it's like, you may feel you need to take action and you're like stressed and overwhelmed and uncertain because you don't know where to go or what, like, it's all this like mental chatter of like, oh, the birds are flying that way. Do I follow the birds? Oh, the dragonfly is flying that way. Do I follow the dragonfly? Oh, the leaves are flowing that way. Which one do I follow? Notice he's sitting pretty still and he's got that like inquisitive, almost skeptical face on. So if you're so uncertain and you feel stuck in that, just sit in it then and pray and trust that a path will open up for you. And then if you feel just so uncomfortable in this, then fuck around and find out. Send it, brother. If it ends up shitty, then you'll know that wasn't the right path. You can always backtrack and know, even if it is a wrong, quote unquote, wrong path, like it ended up the way you didn't want to, you didn't enjoy it, you still learned something from it. You gained experience from it. So you really can't fuck up. And if you're in that energy of like, oh, I don't know, like I feel like I have to do something, you can either sit in that and just embrace that you're in this moment of like, oh, okay, maybe I'm just right where I'm supposed to be, or you can go ahead and send it, brother. Why not? You are never given anything you can't handle, right? And in that Page of Swords, that's that like new energy, that childlike energy of like, I'm a novice at this. I'm not super skilled with this. I haven't experienced this yet. I'm a noob. I'm a newbie. We have Eight of Pentacles in reverse. I'm actually going to pick one more for that. Because I'm getting that, to me, this is looking like you're working so hard for something that it's like you were feeling so happy and accomplished by working towards something and putting all this effort into it, but you were getting lost in it. You weren't listening to the signs of like, take a break, or you need to work on this instead. Or, you know, you're overdoing it and you're still ignoring the, I'm getting, it's like, homie here is so focused on his work, and he's like, I want to be accomplished. His head is down. He's not looking anywhere else. And he, like, life is happening around him, and like, he's missing out on it because he's so focused on like, I need to get this fucking horse's shoes. I need to get this horse shown. I need to get the shoes on this horse now. I don't even know if that's the right word. Someone can correct me. I'm pretty sure it is. Farrier, I think is what they're called. He's a horseman. So he's like so focused. He cares about his skill. He continues to sharpen his skill and get better and better. And he wants to be the best. He wants to be known as the best. So he keeps getting work. But he's like, life is happening around him without him. Like, he missed out on his wife's birthday, or, you know, his kids had a play that he had to miss because he was doing this work instead. Yes, he focused on all of that, but he didn't find out how to balance and juggle all of these things and still live life and still work on his craft, right? And so now he's missing out on the rest of life because he was so focused on that hard work, on the work that he felt like it was something tangible and he could control, right? And that's what that energy is this is something tangible. I can control this. I feel accomplished when I'm honed in on this. And because it's that fear of losing control in everywhere else. So like, you gotta like, you're gripping on that so hard because you can control that, and you feel accomplished when you do and gain knowledge and skill, and you can see he's gotten faster and he's gotten better. He's gotten better at horse whispering, you know, dealing with the difficult horses that have an attitude. Like, he's gotten better at all of that. But, you know, now his wife is sad and disappointed, and she's like, do you even care about me? Like, and he can't control that. He can't control how another person feels for what he does. And, you know, he's like, well, I made all this money. Aren't you happy with that? I didn't need the money, is what the wife says. You know, it's like, I didn't need the money. I needed some proof that, you know, I'm important too. Your kids are important too. I'm glad you support us and you do this job, but I need to be held at night. I need to be taken out and wined and dined and 69'd. He can't control that. It's building this empire. We have the 9 of Pentacles underneath that. Building this empire by yourself, but realizing there's other life outside of this, and you can't control that. Oh my God, this coffee I got is so good. It's Life Boost. I'm not sponsored by them. God, I wish I was. I wish I was. It's Life Boost coffee, and I got the blueberry mocha flavored kind, and it is so good. Oh, it's mycotoxin free. All that jazz. Sponsor me, please. I live on you. I live on Life Boost. Come on, man. Give your girl a hand. Help a brother out. Let's see what else. What up with it? 8 of Cups. So I'm seeing this card as like, bro, either get on board come with the whole group that you want so much, or stay back behind with what you're trying to control and what's already focused, like what you focus on the most. Like say this is the story of the homie that only works on shoeing horses and all of that. He works on that so tough. And it's weird, like a bunch of, on my computer just now, it's like all this shit saying, oh, you need to update this app or whatever. And like several of them just popped up. So it's like all of these things are trying to get the attention. Like I'm telling the story in this way so you can find out where you are on this. So, you know, trying to get the attention of a homie who's really focused on his skill and his work. And he's like, I'm protecting my family. I'm feeding my family. I'm doing this. But deep down, it's just because he can control that the most. Either one, leave behind what is broken, what is not working, and, you know, get on this wagon with us. Or you can stay behind with your 8 cups. You can keep your house, you can keep your, you know, your shop with all of your blacksmithing tools and all of your, you know, farrier tools, whatever the fuck. I should know more about that since I grew up on a ranch, but whatever. Like you can stay behind with that, with your 8 cups, your tangible things that you can control and make you feel good. Or you can lose control, give these burdens to God, you know, delegate to God and actually trust and not micromanage, and get on board and just ride the wave, baby. Get on the wagon and see what happens. Fuck around and find out. Instead of being stuck in this like, ooh, well, fuck. And then you're like losing this interest in all of these other things. Like I'm just seeing somebody is just like, they care about their skill and sharpening, and, you know, this could be your spiritual journey, you know, on, oh, like I care about my diet. I stay on this diet so hard and because I need to, if I don't, like, it's almost not trusting. If you fall off or do anything else, then your worth as a person, as a human, is lessened. But at the same time, you're like, I care about these things. I want to make my wife happy. I want to make these people happy. I want to go have fun with them. I want to not worry about this stuff sometimes. But I feel like I have to. So it's like this, like, oh shit, like the dragonflies are going this way, the leaves are going this way, the birds are going that way, the grass is pointing that other direction. Which way do I go? Well, it might be time to look deep within and get a little curious, be like, why am I focusing so hard on this? And then, you know, being in this like stuck energy of like, oh shit, you start losing, it's like getting numbed out and just going through the motions. Like how I was kind of in this agitated, impatient energy, because it's like I'm not going through the other joys of life, the other aspects of life, of being in this body and getting to experience that stuff, right? Tower. Let's say you've been praying and feel lost, but yet you're still focusing on this thing, right? On your craft and on this thing that makes you feel accomplished. You can see progress. You feel that you're doing something important. You get this the money from it, you know, whatever it is, the gains, you know, whatever. But yet you've been like stuck at this crossroads, like, what do I do? Where do I go? And you prayed for this guidance. You may be put in a position where you get bucked off. finally, you know, he's gotten so, like, this farrier, he's gotten so good at shoeing horses, and he can now get 15 horses in a day when he could only do 6 before, or whatever it is. And he's gotten so good at this, and he's gotten so good at being with difficult horses and difficult clients, customers, you know, doing it in uncomfortable spaces. Like maybe the corral that he was in had like those goat head, the sticky stickers all over the place. So he's like laying in the ground, kneeling in those things, and he's getting all sticky. And then the horses, you know, he's gotten so used, he knows how to work in all in these environments. He's mastered this but he's still focusing on this because he's like, now I can get faster, now I can get better, I'm going to focus on this. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with focusing on your craft, that's great, but you're getting numbed out, you know, homie's getting numbed out, and he's like going through the motions, ignoring these other parts of his life that matter to him. And so it's become a burden because he's trying to figure out how to juggle all of these things, but he's focusing on the thing that he can control the most. I feel in control. Because you can't control other people, right? You know, like parents will try to do that to their kids, but eventually it comes out in some other way. Or, you know, narcissists try to do that all the time. It always backfires. So with that tower, he's gonna meet the stallion, you know, he's gonna meet the mare that puts his ass in check. He gets kicked in the face. He's been, you know, he's toiling away and working, and he's like, oh, I can get 17 today. I usually get 15, but I can get 17 today. I know it. I'm gonna focus on that. I'm gonna grind. You know, he's ignoring the calls from his family, like, oh, sorry, I can't come to lunch with you. I gotta do this. I'm focused on this. When he's getting these calls, these signs to, hey, give some attention, shake up the energy. You need to go do something else. You're gonna lose this otherwise. We're at a standoff here with that 5 of swords at the bottom of the deck. Go do something else. The universe is like, hey, how about go take a road trip? You know, like say you're driving down the road and you're like, man, Holy Spirit, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You see a billboard and it's like, go to Nebraska. We have whatever, you know, some billboard or whatever. Like, it's surprisingly not as bad as you think. Like the billboard says that, like, we know we have a bad day, something like that. You're getting all these signs to go do something else, but you're like, well, I can't afford that. I gotta focus on my work. You know, if I'm just so close to this win. However, little did he know, if homie would have just taken a fucking break and focused, you know, heard the signs, things that you're getting the signs on how to balance all this shit. Like our little friend here, our little farrier friend, I gotta make sure that, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Man, this Google Chrome is going through it. Oh boy. I'm just gonna close that window. Google Chrome is not doing so fresh right now. Our little farrier friend, if he would have just taken the fucking lunch that day, he probably would have done better overall. He would have his business would have come out on top better, because he, instead of working in this lack mindset or low self-worth where he wanted to control everything, and he's not even aware that he's trying to control this. It's a subconscious way of living. He gets bucked off a horse. He gets kicked in the jaw and it breaks his jaw. He gets hurt. Like all of his tools get damaged because that horse gave him the works, if you will. He was given the works. Yes, farrier. Glad I've been saying it the right way. Our little farrier friend literally would have come out on top of this business. He would have, if he would have gone to that lunch and had a great time with his family on his lunch, you know, because he makes his own hours. He could tell, you know, his clients, like, hey, I'm sorry, I gotta go meet my kid real quick. And then the client would have been like, oh my God, you have a family? Holy shit. And, you know, he would have got tipped extra. Or he, you know, on this lunch, he would have met this other person that wanted to invest and, or, you know, he gets somebody that wants to work with him, go into business with him, or an apprentice even. He could have had where his business could have blossomed and grown even more, but he chose to be in this lack mindset of like, I'm going to control this. I can do it all on my own. I can do this. And it puts him in the trash can because he wasn't listening. Because he knew there's something needed to shift because, you know, this is him and his wife getting in a fight, you know. I need you to be here sometimes. Well, how am I gotta keep this business to support everybody, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's this fight where you're not getting to, it's this defensiveness. This like, well, I'm gonna win. I feel in control when I have my business going and it's doing its best to what I believe. But he had such a lack mindset, low self-worth. He put himself in the hospital with a broken jaw. Yeah, he can work probably. You know, that type of person, they will probably go to work with a broken jaw. However, if he would have just listened and gone to lunch with his family that day and told his clients whatever, it would have just blossomed into this other timeline that he wasn't even aware of. He would have kept, you know, his family happy. He would have kept himself happy, and his clients would have been like, oh shit, okay, thank you so much for making a time away from your family and doing this. You know, it was like an emergency. The horse's foot was all fucked up or whatever. They made it happen. You know, some barrel racer chick's horse was all fucked up, and he did an emergency thing, and she's like, oh my God, you have kids? Here's all the rodeo money I just won. Like, here, it means nothing to me. Like, you know, so many options could have happened. So many avenues could have played out. But he was so dialed in with his head down, toiling away, feeling stuck, but he wanted to be in control. So the universe made it happen. Be like, bro, your ass should have listened. What's important to you? So instead of, there's so many, like, interestingly, that this pops up at the bottom of the deck, the Seven of Cups, there's so many options. There's so many other ways this could go. And by giving this burden away to the universe and being like, okay, I need to find a way to balance shit out because this is just exhausting. I'm numbed out. I'm not happy. Everything just feels like a fucking fight. When I care so much about this stuff, I don't understand why this has to be so difficult. Give it up. Just, here's my burdens, Lord. Here's my burdens, Holy Spirit. And I'm just looking at this, you know, equine foot care, which includes trimming, balancing, and shoeing horses. They use their skills to maintain healthy hoof structure and support, which is crucial for a horse's overall well-being. All of those little things, you know, just this foot, you know, your fucking foot is crucial to your overall well-being. Going to that damn lunch with your family is crucial to your overall well-being. Instead of being like penny pinching. Oh, that's weird. I flipped that. Flipped that. Weird. Instead of the penny pinching, that's weird that I flipped those. How interesting. You know, it's bass backwards. You know, it's thinking that, oh, I have to be, that's interesting how I said that. And it's all backwards. It's all backwards. And it doesn't make sense to your logical mind or your ego. Like, okay, going to this lunch, spending money, relaxing, having fun, relaxing is actually going to benefit you more than being in this like, I'm gonna grind, I'm gonna put my head down and grind even harder because I'm exhausted and I'm numbed out and I don't want to do this right now. When the universe is literally giving you all the signs not to do that. Hey, you want to grow your business, you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to get this answer you've been seeking, then go fuck off for a little bit. Okay, you won't listen, then I'll make you go fuck off for a little bit. You're actually going to be sitting in the hospital with a broken jaw because you didn't want to listen. Then you can let me work. Do you want this to manifest or not? There's several ways this can go. You finally paying attention to that billboard that I put in your face how many fucking times. Or I get you bucked off a horse. Your choice, man. You want this or not? It's like, like God is still a parent. We do have to be reprimanded for our shenanigans. Do you want this or not? Yeah, Nine of Swords. And this all boils down to, with this like frustration, the fighting, all of that boils down to these fears that are so deep embedded that it's not allowing you, your ego isn't allowing you to even see this. So, it's going to take a lot of like strength and observing of yourself from a neutral standpoint to see, why am I pushing like this? Why do I feel so numbed out and detached from life right now? Nothing brings me joy. I can't laugh. I can't relax. What is happening? When it's these fears, these, that lack mentality, the low self-worth, whatever, of, oh, I have to work just super hard, and when I'm feeling tired, I have to even grind harder. Sometimes that is required, but you got to see where you're pushing from, where you're going from. Interestingly, I had to take a, damn, that was a big ass fly. I had to take a while off of the gym, and interestingly, I lost fat from taking time off from the gym, and my body feels pretty good. So like, I just needed that break. It was, oh, never mind, it's a bee or a wasp, something of the sort, whatever. Well, show yourself. That's what I thought, bitch. So anyway, I don't know, that thing's distracting. Maybe you're seeing something as a distraction, and you even like try to like go even closer and even harder on what you're supposed to be doing when you're actually supposed to be taking a break. And I was anxious that I was missing the gym because I was like, oh, I was making so much progress, but like I actually lost fat taking time off. My body needed some time to get rid of some, well, it could have been fat, whatever. I think it was more inflammation, but like my body dropped a lot of inflammation from taking time off from the gym. And I wasn't as achy, and I was just feeling better. I mean, I'm definitely going to go back to grinding because I love the gym, but I was having this anxiety of like, man, I want to go. Like, I'm having a hard time getting time off. Like, I got all this other shit I got to do. So it may seem, like I said, bass backwards. It's, or penny, or what did I say? Penny pinching. What are the other ones? I don't know. Put them in the comments of like the ones you say things backwards. All these things that seem backwards. It seems flip-flopped, like it shouldn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Your ego doesn't allow it to make sense that, oh, taking time off, focusing on other things, having fun, it doesn't make sense because we're stuck in this 3D grind, this physical grind, when we are just, our eyes can only see one tiny little sliver of what really is all around us. We are at the precipice. I've been using that word a lot lately, and I feel like I'm using it wrong. We are at I don't even know how to spell it. A very steep rock face or cliff especially a tall one. Yeah, so I'm using that kind of right. We're at the edge. Yeah, okay, I'm using that right. We're at the precipice of like all the time of being able to jump into a different timeline and bringing something. We could literally, if we fucking wanted to, and our mind, our ego was, you know, tamed and integrated, and our higher self was integrated within ourselves. We were at that level, that high vibration, to where we could pull a fucking hamburger out of thin air and eat it and enjoy it, and it'd be the juiciest, warmest, baconiest, cheesiest hamburger we've ever had. There's that possibility, but our ego and our, you know, logical mind doesn't allow that, because we're like, well, that doesn't make sense. I've never seen that happen before. But we are literally constantly surrounded by this energy, this vibration, these portals. We don't even see this shit because our 3D minds don't allow us. Our eyes don't allow us, until we can finally keep raising in vibration and releasing old programmings, limited thinking, all of that. And it takes work. If you're at that point, then fuck yeah, dude. Get it. But a lot of people, a lot of us are at this point where we can't even fathom that happening and being a truth. But that's why we get caught up in these toiling away, giving up, you know, sacrificing our happiness, sacrificing peace even, to where we get to a point where we're numbed out. We're not even feeling the joys of life. We're not even giving ourselves a chance to indulge and embrace like the dope ass shit that life is, that this planet provides. We're not even allowing ourselves that. The Fool at the bottom of the deck. He's at a precipice, if you will. The first card that came out is the World in reverse. Interestingly, we have the Fool and the World, right? You're not quite past this Fool's journey, right? You're constantly going through cycles. You're constantly going through this Fool's journey. You're not quite done with this one. And you may be at a really high spiritual level where you've undone a lot, but there's still this like working and caring for things so deeply that you get lost in the sauce, and these patterns, these worries, these fears, this low self-worth programming, all that shit, familial curses, whatever you want to do, all of that is still running in the background and pushing you. We have the Ace of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles came out after the World and then the Ace of Wands. So the Page of Pentacles is like studying something, realizing that, ooh, I haven't quite graduated this level yet with this World card in reverse. I haven't quite mastered walking the tightrope, right? And notice, like, she's not fearful at all. She's like, all right, I'm just gonna fuck around and find out. Silly me. There's all these distractions, a fucking eagle, a cougar, a buffalo, a bison, whatever you want to call it. And then some like chief like popping out of thin air and being like, you know, all of these things are happening around her, and she's learning to walk the rope. She's learning to walk the tightrope. And look how joyful and graceful she is. She's embraced that, oh, okay, this is where balance comes in. I'm not gonna worry. Worry, in fact, with that Nine of Swords, just exhausts me, drains me, and, you know, it makes me suffer twice, even if that thing happens. And in fact, because you are at such a higher spiritual level, and you're getting better and better at manifesting, your worry manifests that shit quick. So checking yourself. I'm not trying to put fear in you or anything, but it's like even more incentive to let this shit go. And be curious and be like, okay, how can I, what can I learn from this? Why do I push so hard at this? And why am I feeling numb? It's that self-inquiry of like, man, why am I just so agitated and tired of this bullshit? You know, this thing used to bring me joy, and now I'm just like, ugh, why am I stressing over this? Why does my body feel so tense? And I'm, you know, waking up just even more exhausted than I was the time that I went to bed last night. What is wrong? Because you're putting your energy in the wrong shit. You need something to light you up. It's time to wake up to the fact that with that Ace of Wands is like a new fiery beginning. It's passion, it's strength, it's creativity, lighting you up. It's restoking that fire within you, or relighting it if it's gone out. You know, the rooster, it's like, go fuck off somewhere. Go be a fool somewhere. And ooh, underneath that is the Queen of Wands. That is realizing how magical. Notice she's chill. She's like, oh, I've been through the fire, bitch. I've seen it 1,000 times. I've seen it 1,000 times. I've seen it before. I know I'm hot. I know I'm worthy. I grew this fucking sunflower, like, with my love and care and devotion. But also, I know how to go fuck off somewhere and, like, you know, pet my little kitty and play with my little cat here. That could be a double entendre, if you will. I can go fuck off somewhere and I'll be fine. My throne will still be here. She's confident. She knows who the fuck she is. She knows she's hot. She knows she's powerful. She's a great warrior. She knows how to fight. She knows how to create. She knows all of these things. And also, she's the most magical of the queens. She uses, you know, just her wand, which is her words and her thoughts and all of that, to create. So she, you know, if she's in this stress state, she's going to create more stressful things around her. And if she's in this, like, relaxed, like, confident, like, damn, I'm hot as hell, people want to give me stuff, yeah, then she's going to create that. She knows, she trusts that because she's been through it already. She knows she's hot as fuck. She knows she's the shit. She knows if I step away from my throne for a minute and, you know, not give myself hemorrhoids over here, I will come back. It'll still be there. It's not going to be on fire. Nothing bad can happen. I can just go enjoy life for a second. Trusting that. We got the 9 of Cups in reverse. And she knows not to go too far to where she overindulges and, you know, loses grip on what her goals are. She's found that balance. And also, it's like, even if I do slip up and, like, go enjoy life for a little bit, it's not going to end in me, like, falling down the hole and, like, losing myself and everything I've worked for. It's not going to do that. Unless I keep stressing about it, then maybe it fucking will. Maybe that's what I deep down want. And my ego wants to prove to me that that's what's going to happen. It's that fight, that internal fight with that 5 of Swords, that internal fight of, like, do you care about your family or just your work? And that is where you find true strength. Recognizing that it's like you have to trust. It's almost like if you don't trust yourself to go fuck off, then you can't trust anything or anybody. You can't trust the Holy Spirit to hold it down for you. That is like there's a weakness. There's a, you know, it's like there's Achilles' heel in your faith. That you can't trust the Holy Spirit, the, you know, God, universe, whatever, to hold it down while you go have some fucking fun and enjoy the whole point of being alive, being in this 3D body. That's where the strength comes in. You are protected. You are taken care of. I'll get some oracle cards. And then I'm going to close it. I feel like that's it. So what is this? What is our fairy year friend going to choose? What do we need to do here to have the best life, huh? What do we need to know about ourselves? The cyborg. I will accept my emotions, not be defined by them. Yeah, and that's going back to like that Nine of Swords moment where you're like, oh, am I really a piece of shit? Like, what if I don't work as hard as I'm supposed to? Like, bro, give yourself a damn break. Let those emotions flow through you, and still, like, you deep down desire a break, right? You deep down desire to have some fun or whatever. But yet you're not giving yourself, and it's interesting, we got 33 for that. You're not seeing how hot you are, how powerful you are, how perfect you are, just as is. And we have the scientist. I will share my creativity with the world. And that's fucking around and finding out, experimenting. Like, okay, like our farrier friend, he could have gone to lunch and the 30 minutes of his day, an hour of his day, he could have put away for himself and his family and just relax. And he runs into this person that wants to work for him, or like, hey, I want to learn from you, I'll pay you, whatever it is. Like, it was a great business opportunity that was going to grow his business, all of this. He didn't fuck around and find out. He wasn't curious enough, which he deep down desired, whether he knew it or not. The Holy Spirit and his higher self was ushering him to do that, but he chose against it. And he fucked around and found out and, got bucked off the horse, right? He ended up with a broken jaw when it could have been, 2 more employees or, more funding for his business, whatever it could, many endless possibilities, right? Infinite possibilities could have happened. And majority of them fantastic and amazing and even better than the last. But his limited thinking, his low self-worth, his lack mentality blocked all those blessings. So you have to, and you are meant to heal society, our collective, by fucking around and finding out and leading by example. You're a hard worker. People see it. There's no doubt. You're seen in that way. People see that, but they see you go fuck off a little bit, you come back even stronger and better, and with, more investments, more money, more creative fire. But you're supposed to show people this. You gotta fuck around and find out. And that shows how fearless you are. And that your strength and your loyalty in your faith to the universe, to God. Like, God can handle it. I don't have to micromanage this shit. Here you go, bud. I don't have to try to control this. The gunsmith. I am adaptable and will use what I have to face any challenges. And like I said earlier, you're never given anything you can't handle. You have gained all of these skills, and if you do go fuck around and find out and it doesn't go exactly as you wanted it, you gained more experience and more skill, more knowledge. That's the whole point of this. Don't be fearful. And you're adaptable. You can pivot. You can shuck and jive. Perfect. Shapeshifter. I will get to know my true self and be comfortable with who I am. Yeah. And that doesn't mean you have to attach yourself to how hard you work, how successful you are from an outside perspective. Your true inner self. All you gotta do is be fucking breathing, man. Like, that's really all you gotta do. Like, just live, just exist. All you gotta do is poop, eat, and sleep. And breathe, that stuff. Your heart has to pump. That's really all you gotta do. The rest is just whatever the fuck. And love yourself where you are, not on how successful you are on the outside. And by doing so, that's where all the success comes, because you know your worth. You know you're not gonna sell yourself out for some bullshit. I'm gonna end it there. I think we're good. You're doing a good job. Keep it up. Take a fucking break. Go shake up the energy. Blah, blah, blah. I believe in you. Love you. Bye.